Hey guys, it's Ensei and welcome to another video. And as you can see, this is very different from what I normally do, but I have said many times that I want to play a game for you guys. And I had this one in mind. It's called Paranormasight, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. And it's a Japanese horror game, and it's a game by Square Enix, which is my dream company to work at. I just really like their art and their games. Anyways, I am not sponsored by them, but I do love their games. So, to start, I actually already recorded this first part, and I'm so frustrated with myself. I forgot to test my recording before I started recording. And the game was just laggy, and I'm so sad I can't use that footage. So I am going to replay this first part for you guys. So I already know what's gonna happen in this first part, but I will choose the options that I chose in my first playthrough. So it'll be the same, except my reaction just won't be my first reaction. But the good side is that I won't get scared because I know the jump scares, and I'm scared. I was very scared before I started playing, so I guess that's a good thing. So this is a horror game, so if you are easily frightened, I recommend watching when there's other people around, or having a stuffed animal with you like I do, and having all the lights on. Yeah, this game, I don't really know much about it before I started playing. Well, now I know a little more because I've already played the first part, but other than that, I don't know. And I'm very excited. The first part was very fun, and I hope you guys enjoy this playthrough. Even though this is my second playthrough of the first part, I still hope you guys enjoy. And I'm starting it here because I was testing the video again, and there's an option to delete all my data because the game remembers, so that's a little scary. Okay, so now we're gonna start the game, or actually maybe I'll try quitting and then starting it up again. Okay, so now we are at the start of the game, and as you can see, it starts off right away, right as I click play. So yeah, Square Enix, and let's just get started. Ah, you're here. Welcome, welcome. I have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the storyteller. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I shall be your guide going forward. Now then, before we begin our story, there are several things I must bring to your attention. First, this game uses autosave. The game will automatically save at regular intervals, so you may stop playing at any time. Saving is a very important element of games. It is the only way to keep your memories in place. And what does he mean by that, necessarily? If you do not wish to rely on autosave alone, you can also save manually via the menu. Next, please look at the upper right of the screen. This is the menu button. From here, you can check the text log, view useful files, and switch auto mode on and off. You can also adjust the brightness, volume, and other settings in the options menu. For instance, if there is a voice you would prefer not to hear, you can mute it by setting the voice volume to 0. What does that mean? I feel like that's foreshadowing for something, but I don't know. I really don't know. I suggest you check the brightness, controls, and other settings now before going on. and I already did that, so we are all set. Files updated. Okay. So we will gain more of these, and I don't want to reread it because it's a lot, so I will probably insert the clip of the first time I read it, just so I don't have to read it again. I will explain other essential functions when the time is right. There is one more thing I wish to confirm before we continue. It would feel strange to go on without knowing your name. But I can say the same about you, the storyteller, sir. Please, tell me what I may call you. Okay. Just and say hello. I see. Ensei, is it? When the music stops, it's scary. And red text. But okay. And I capitalized the N. But this is not capitalized. So, no, that is not my name. Oh, how rude of me. Please pardon my mistake. I was sure that's what you said, but it seems I was wrong. What came over me? Let me try again. You wish to be called Ensei? Aha! And the N is capitalized. Yes, I am Ensei with a capital N. But isn't that interesting? How that just that. Like, is that important? I don't know. But yes, that is me now. I see. Very good. I seem to have gotten it right this time. Alright, now that we've been properly introduced, let us begin our story. Ahem. From antiquity to present day, regardless of how society and civilization evolve, I like that presented by Ensei. Because I'm guessing because we are the main character, so this is our story. Or we decide how it will end. Or I do. Death has been a constant presence that none have ever escaped. Whether it is one's own or that of someone close, death is always a difficult thing to accept. This is an immutable reality, a value shared by all, no matter the age in which they live. In fact, oral traditions reflecting people's fears and prayers regarding death still remains. Ghosts, spirits, and so on. Similarly, in attempt to defy death, many curses, rituals, and customs have been born, from burning spirit incense to summoning the souls of the dead. Some of those secret arts are still being passed down to this day. On that note, Ensei, this may seem rather abrupt, but is there someone you wish to bring back from the dead? What if you had one chance to use the secret art of resurrecting the dead? Yes, if you had the power to bring someone back to life, one time and one time only, what would you do, Ensei? Okay, so our first or second option, our options are: I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice myself. I'd use it even if I had to sacrifice someone else. I'd use it if it came to no cost. Or I wouldn't want it, let someone else have it. Okay, so I don't want to sacrifice someone else. And I don't want to sacrifice myself. But I don't want this power anyways. So I don't care if it comes at no cost. So I wouldn't want it, but I don't want to let someone else have it because I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't know, well, I know what they're gonna do with it, but I don't know them. But there's no option to, I wouldn't want it. But what would I do? So this is the closest to what I would do. I wouldn't want it, let someone else have it. I see. Very interesting. Yes, yes. That is what I thought you would say. What seems to be the matter? Ah, you want to know what this box that has been sitting here is? It's quite the curious thing, isn't it? This is called a color television. So, my theory, I like to make theories when I watch horror movies, but I'm usually 80% of the time I'm wrong. But I make them anyways because they're fun. So my theory is that our character, well, Enze, the one we're playing as right now, is dead and is one of the people that one of the other characters are trying to resurrect. That is my theory. That is my guess. Because we don't know what a TV is. Well, we'll see. The world I will be sending you to is full of devices such as this that do not exist in the age you are from. So another reason, we are not from this era. So we are older than, we are before the first color television. In this era, a color television can be found in nearly every household. That is not all. For example, if a person should wish to contact someone while they are out of their home, they use public telephones like this that can be found all over the city. Can you imagine what life would be like in such a time? I'd be thrilled to have you continue this story, Enze. After all, that is why you came here, no? So, let us begin. I've kept you waiting long enough. I present to you Paranormasight, a bizarre tale surrounding the curse known as the Rite of Resurrection. A peculiar yarn ensnaring 9 men and women in a fierce fight for their lives as it unravels. Some of the characters appearing within surely share your views on the Rite of Resurrection. I imagine those who have lost someone dear to them will feel particularly strongly about it, clinging to it as their last desperate hope. The first I shall introduce, a man named Shogo Okie, is one of them. Okay, so I've already read all this out loud, so I will probably insert the voiceover of that, just because it's easier for me, so I don't have to read it again. Okay, let's read about Shogo Okie. He's male, occupation, office worker. Okay. Shogo is an unremarkably young man. Wait, what? Shogo is an unremarkable young man entering his 3rd year of working in the planning department at Hihaku Soaps, a chemicals company headquartered in Sumida. Born in western Tokyo to an ordinary family around the same time as the birth of color TV, he grew up amidst the boom of special effects. He He grew up amidst the boom of special effects heavy action films, anime, variety shows, professional baseball, and pop music. Shogo graduated from a famous private university in Tokyo and has since settled into an apolitical mindset, common among those of his generation, with no strong ideals and no particular dissatisfaction with the world as it develops around him. He is content to just go with the flow, having stumbled into his current position by pure chance, and it is safe to assume he will follow the stereotypical path of working his way up the ladder, starting a family, and remaining at the same company until retirement. He plays folk guitar as a hobby and is currently looking for a girlfriend. Okay. All we need to know. Great. Oh, storyteller. The storyteller. Isn't his or their occupation just storyteller? I guess not. Okay. The storyteller guides those who visit Paranormasight. Everything else about him remains a mystery. Okay. So he's like a communicator between realms and worlds, right? Because he's communicating to us and also to the characters in the game. Maybe? I don't know. Okay. Good info. Oh. Breaking news. Oh, I wonder what it could be at such a time. Early this morning, the body of a drowned man was discovered at a park in Sumida City. Police have identified the body as Shogo Okie, a 25-year-old man who worked at a company in the area. This is the guy we just read about. As signs of a struggle were found, the Sumida police suspect foul play and have launched an investigation. Oh, excuse me. Please pay no mind to what you have just seen. Very rude, but okay. Goodness, you very nearly saw something that would have spoiled the story. Just pretend you did not see that. Let us turn back time, back a smidge, and start again from there. Do you understand? You saw nothing. You know nothing. This story is a work of fiction. All locations, characters, organizations, legends, etc. that appear in this game have no relation to reality. Very spooky so far. Square Enix presents. Shogo? Shogo, are you alright? Hey, can you hear me? Huh? Hey, that's not a proper answer. Earth to Shogo Okie. Hello, Yoko. What do you think you're doing? Falling asleep here? You gave me quite the shock. Come on now. Up with you. Up. Okay. And... there. How's that? Alright? Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humors off balance? I'm fine, I think. He's kind of cute, but like typical anime protagonist. There's definitely nothing wrong with my humors, though my head's still a little fuzzy. Office worker, Shogo Kie. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Turn your head around a little bit to see if you can walk all right. Okay, and gameplay time. Okay. So, it's instructions for a controller, but I am using a mouse and keyboard. So this isn't very helpful, but that's okay. Drag the screen or move the right... Oh, well. Oh, I can drag the screen. Okay. I didn't know that the first time. Okay. I love horror games, but I also don't like jump scares. Wink wink. If you get where I'm going at. Okay, so I don't see anything. Just saying, I don't like jump scares. Good, good. You seem to be fine. What a relief. Yeah, you, the first time you almost made my heart jump. And not in a good way. Do you remember anything? Like where we were or what we were doing? Or the rite of resurrection? Okay, I'm just gonna go with the option I chose in my first playthrough, even if I regret it. So, the rite of resurrection? Huh? Wait a second. When did I tell you about that? I mean, I guess I must have, seeing as you know that name, but weird. Anyway, you still seem a little out of it. Why don't you look around a bit more? Okay, look around and select things you want to investigate. You can converse with people by selecting their faces. I'm just gonna save because I like to. I'm scared. Okay, also, like, what is this? That's scary. And let's continue. I will try to go in the order that I did in the first playthrough. So, let's look at surroundings. Where are we? Oh, right. This is Sumida City, Tokyo. We're at Kinshibori Park near Kinchicho Station. Yoko brought me here saying she needed my help with something important. It's just past midnight. That explains why there's nobody else around. Files updated. Okay. Again, I already read all of this, so I will probably insert that audio here. One of the 23 districts of Tokyo. Located in the eastern part of the city, it is surrounded by the Sumida, Arakawa, and Kyunnaka rivers. At the start of the Showa era, the area was still divided into two districts, the southern Honjo and northern Mukujima, but they were merged into one district after the Second World War. It is said to be named after the Sumida River and the banks that line it. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink rather than that for corner. Even now, people still frequently mix up the two. That sounds important. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink rather than that for corner. I feel like that will come up later, and it's highlighted, so. Despite suffering extensive damage from both the Great Kanto earthquake and air bombings during the war, Sumida managed to recover and come out on top every time. Once filled with samurai residents, it is now home to a thriving industrial district and many residential zones, though evidence of its previous character can still be found all around the area. Major landmarks and tourist attractions. Echo Temple, former Yasuda Gardens, site of Kira Kozukinosuke's residence. Honjo, Matsuzakacho Park. Oh, Honjo Matsuzakacho Park. These are very long names. Sumida Park, Tokyo Metropolitan Memorial Hall, and Mukojima Hyakaen Gardens. Okay? And Kinshibori Park, which is where we're at right now. Okay, spooky picture. Opened 1950, conveniently close to Kinshicho Station, and surrounded on all sides by roads, this paved park is a popular spot for people to meet or relax. Kinshibori Park was named after the Kinshibori Canal, part of the South Wari Getsui Canal, which could once be found nearby. In fact, the area's name, Kinshicho, was also derived from the canal. Okay, let me go back to this. So it is said to be named after the Sumida River and the banks that line it. Unlike the river, however, its name uses the character for ink rather than that for corner. Okay, so the city uses the character for ink, and then Sumida River uses the character for corner, I think. I don't know. I'm not the smartest, but I think that's what it means. Okay, we'll see. Let's continue. Okay, Yoko Fukunaga. I think I looked around. Oh, playground. That's an interesting looking playground. I bet it's crawling with kids during the daytime, but it's kind of peaceful here at night. Looking up. Sorry, warning if you get motion sick. And I did turn, there's like a monochromatic, no. There's this, the chromatic aberration. I turned it off because it was making me a little dizzy, so, but I'll show you what it looks like on. It looks like this. See, it's kind of grainy, and it's, yeah, my eyes felt weird, so I left them off. I hope that's okay. Okay, let's continue. There's nothing else, I think. And don't worry, I am looking at most of the windows just in case there's something. Because horror movies and horror games like to put stuff like that, so. Okay. Oh, telephone booth. These telephone booths are all over town. The lights are always on, so they can be used in an emergency. Is that foreshadowing? Okay, telephone booth. A small booth containing a public telephone, most often found in parks or along roads. Local telephone calls can be placed at a rate of 10 yen per 3 minutes. More recently, telephone booths capable of accepting prepaid cards known as a telephone card have begun to spread, enabling one to make a phone call without the need for small change. The telephone booths in the downtown area tend to be plastered with unauthorized advertisements and leaflets, a problem that has shown no signs of slowing down. Okay. Okay, nothing else. Well, besides Yoko, but let's recall first. I'm still a little woozy. What the heck is wrong with me? There's a girl here. Who is she? Well, let's see. That's Yoko Fukunaga. Good. At least I can remember that much. I first met her about a month ago. She's 23, works as a housekeeper, and is really into the occult. If I think harder, I can probably recall a little more about what's going on. We've only met a few times, but we've really hit it off. She's a lot of fun to be around. I have no idea how she feels, though. I get the sense she isn't thinking about me that way right now. It's okay, man. Give it time. But I know I've got a thing for bubbly girls who are into dark things like the occult. Very specific, but okay. Paranormal fanatic, Yoko Fukunaga. Persons of interest. Occupation housekeeper. Oh, he said that? Okay, let's read about Yoko. After obtaining a junior college degree, Yoko started working as a housekeeper. Due to her ability to see things others cannot, she has received strange looks from a young age. This ability spurred an interest in the paranormal, which she continues to pursue to this day. Following graduation, Yoko worked a desk job at a trading company, but butted heads with her supervisor, who was skeptical of the supernatural and quit within a year. Now, while working as a housekeeper, she spends her days devouring mystery magazines and visiting haunted spots. As she vowed to live life true to herself and never change for the sake of others, Yoko has no regrets about the path she has taken. Yoko has a dog, a Shiba Inu, named Ogopogo, who has been by her side since she was a student. Ogopogo. It's cute. Okay, cool. She sounds cool. But suspicious. And let's try recalling again in case there's something new I don't remember. Let me think. What can I remember? Okay. Her name is Yoko Fukunaga. We met about a month ago. What's the deal with this park? Flashback. It was around noon on one of my days off. I had just finished running some errands in Kinchicho and was here taking a quick break. I was just looking around absent-mindedly. Let's look around. Oh. When I noticed this girl loitering about. She was digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seemed to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. My curiosity got the better of me before long, and I struck up a conversation. Hey, are you looking for something? Oh, sorry. I must look like a total weirdo. Yeah, I guess you could say I'm looking for something. If you want, I could give you a hand. Really? I mean, that'd be a huge help, but... Are you really just a good Samaritan, or are you after, something else? Very smart. Huh? Okay. So, I'm a good Samaritan, or definitely the other thing. So, I mean, we're gonna help this guy. We're gonna help Shogo. So, this. 'Cause it's honest. Well, this might be true also, but like, this is... She can take it like in a funny way also. So, we're gonna say this one. Definitely the other thing. You're funny. Hey, at least you're upfront about it. See? Exactly. Okay, I guess I'll let you help me. Be warned, you might regret what you've gotten yourself into. No worries. What are you looking for anyway? Did you lose a bracelet or something? Not exactly. I'm searching for one of the 7 mysteries. Supposedly, this is the location of the Whispering Canal. The... what? Now I've done it. I bet you think I'm some kind of lunatic. The Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Do you know anything about it? I figured everyone around here would have at least heard of it, but I guess not. Honjo is what the southern part of Sumida is called. A long time ago, this part of Tokyo was split into two separate cities. The north part was Mukojima, and the south part was Honjo. Huh. Am I boring you? Well, I'm not a local or anything, I just work around here. Oh, then no wonder you didn't know. Well, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo is a legend dating all the way back to the Edo period. Really? It's that old? That's like over 200 years ago. Oh, I've got your attention after all. I just assumed it was one of those fake stories made up to chase the occult craze. I don't blame you. A lot of the popular stories going around are pretty fishy. But the Seven Mysteries of Honjo are different because they're all true. They're true? That's what I said. They're the real deal. So, hold on. What does that mean? Are you telling me there's actually paranormal stuff at work in this park? Yep, pretty much. But there's gotta be more to it. After all I've done, I still haven't found a thing. That was the first time I met Yoko Fukunaga. Files updated again. And I know I'm not commentating much, but it's because I've already played through it, so it's kind of hard to react genuinely. I hope you guys don't mind too much. But now I will read this part, but from the past. Honjo. Okay, I'm gonna speed read these. I'm gonna read it as fast as I can. A location in the southern part of modern Sumida City. It consisted mostly of swamplands until the middle of the Edo period. While it wasn't originally considered part of the city of Edo itself, the area on the eastern side of the Sumida River began to be developed once the Ryogoku Bridge was built after the Great Fire of Meireki. While Honjo is known for its large number of rivers and canals, many of these were dug during the area's urbanization for drainage and sewage. The Ryogoku Bridge area, home to the Eko Temple, eventually became filled with both people and shops. After a magistrate was assigned to the area and the shops continued to pop up, it soon became a part of Edo proper as its reputation as a lively place spread. Honjo, along with other areas in Asakusa and Fukugawa, are still appreciated today for their old-fashioned feel and architecture. Okay, that was Honjo, which is what this game is about. The occult craze, paranormal phenomena, the supernatural, aliens, cryptids, lost civilizations, ESP. What is ESP? The list goes on. Such unexplainable phenomena are quick to take on a life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie, living in the Loch Ness. Sightings of mythical creatures like the Tsunchinoko, or Hibagon, the urban legend of the Kuchisake Onna. I know Onna means woman, but I don't know what Kuchisake means. Okay, I looked it up, and Kuchisake, yes, Kuchi means mouth. So Kuchisake Onna is the slit-mouthed woman. And you can probably imagine what that looks like. ESP. Okay, and ESP, I think it means like sixth sense. Sixth sense. Okay, let's continue. Television reports of spoon-bending psychics, documentaries which feature mediums and spirit photography. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public. There is no... Wait, why am I reading it in a low voice? Wait. There is no end to this obsession in sight, with magazines on paranormal phenomenon enjoying widespread publication. Most recently, rumors of an ancient ritual known as the Rite of Resurrection have been spreading in certain circles. Let's read this one first, and then we'll read the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. The Whispering Canal. An endearing superstition formerly known as kinshibori. Many fishermen once gathered on this section of the canal that ran through Honjo. As their days came to a close and the fishermen gathered up their catches, a terrifying voice would rise up from the canal, whispering, "Leave it behind, leave it behind." Those who ignored the voice found themselves unable to move and their previous full baskets of fish emptied. They would then be dragged into the canal, never to return. This strange phenomenon continued to occur, and the people began to call this body of water the Whispering Canal. Very cool painting. Okay, the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, which is the title of the game. Honjo became known as a hotspot for strange happenings during the Edo period. A number of stories have survived to this day and became known as the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. While many of these were likely the result of people blaming things they didn't understand on spirits or monsters, the stories continued to be told as urban legends. Despite what the name would imply, there are actually more than 10 of these strange tales. Their roots likely come from stories told by the city's common folk. The most famous of the stories is the Whispering Canal, which eventually became the basis for both an idiom and a well-known rakugo story. The most famous of the Seven Mysteries: the Whispering Canal, the Fool's Procession, the Beckoning Light, the Haunting Clappers. I don't know why that sounds funny. The Haunting Clappers, the Evergreen Beach, the Taiko of Tsugaru, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the One-Sided Reed, and the Ever-Burning Lantern. So this is the Whispering Canal, and then so on. Okay, very interesting. So much information. Okay, let's move on. We exchanged contact information and we've talked on the phone a few times since. We've even met in person once or twice. But she's never brought up the Seven Mysteries of Honjo again. I figured she'd gotten bored of it. Until today, when all of a sudden she decided to resume her search. Wait a second. Where did Yoko go? Uh-oh. Spooky again. Spooky music. I don't know if I prefer the silence or this music. Let's look around. So, surroundings? Oh, she's right here. On the left. According to Yoko, the Whispering Canal, one of the Seven Mysteries of Honjo, is around here somewhere. It's apparently the story that the expression "left at the canal" originally came from. I think I left myself a note about it. I should check my files. Let's look around first. Okay, nothing so far. Okay, let's try recalling. That's right. She asked me to come here to help her look for one of the Seven Mysteries. Actually, I think I did some research into the Seven Mysteries of Honjo. Oh, check my file. Ah, there you go. Okay. So, it is a lot of reading, and I did read it. But if you want to skip it, feel free to skip it. But it's just extra lore, and I love that. So, I did read all of it. And if you want to listen, then go ahead. I will replay the audio from that. Let's start with The Fool's Possession, an enduring superstition. A mysterious tale regaling an encounter had by a daimyo at his residence in Honjo's Ushijima, now Komagata High School. When walking around his estate, he heard the sound of music, much like that of a kagura performance. He commanded his people to find the source, but no matter how much they searched, the music would fade when one neared the Warigetsui Canal. The source of the sound was never located. The story is also known as the possession of the tanuki, as many were of the belief that it must have been these mischievous tricksters behind it all. Okay, tanuki is like a raccoon. I know that. Okay, so the raccoons aren't there. Okay, next. The Beckoning Light, an enduring superstition. While walking along the road near Honji at night, one might spot a hazy lantern light up ahead despite there being no one around. Following it will cause it to go out suddenly when getting near. But just when one fears the darkness might swallow them up, another light will appear further ahead, as if guiding the one who sees it. Some say the flame is benevolent, leading people to their homes, while others believe it is a monster leading people astray. Some even believe it's the vengeful spirit of someone that died, luring the lost to the land of the dead. Oh, the haunting clappers. Okay, also an enduring superstition. As the evening bell rings in Iriacho, near present-day Shumoku Bridge, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. Oh, okay, those are called clappers, okay. But tonight the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again. Clack, clack. The echo answers again. But no matter how hard he searches for the source of his second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it is the work of a mischievous tanuki or kitsune, while others say it is a warning from the spirit of someone who lost their life in a terrible fire. Okay, tanuki is raccoon, and kitsune is a fox, which are known for being mischievous. Okay, the Evergreen Beach. An enduring superstition. Once upon a time in North Okurabashi, a beautiful beech tree stood in the garden of Lord Shinden's residence, now known as the former Yasuda Gardens. It was so impressive that the house became known among the people as the beach residence. Somehow, no one had ever seen a single leaf fall from the tree. As rumors spread of the eternally green tree, it became known as the Evergreen Beach. However, this particular species of tree was actually an evergreen, so the lack of fallen leaves was nothing out of the ordinary. This has led people to say that the strangest part of this legend is the fact that it even became a legend at all. The Taiko of Tsugaru. There once was a daimyo from the Hirosaki domain in Tsugaru who built a residence in Midoricho on a large piece of land. On this estate was an almost 8-meter tall tower that served as a lookout for fires. Only a designated firefighter was allowed to use the large drum that resided atop the tower in the event of a fire. While most towers used wooden blocks to sound the fire alarm, for some reason this residence was permitted to use drums. The residence and its special privileges led to much speculation and gossip among the townsfolk. The Foot-Washing Mansion. This is a story of something that occurred in the dead of night in a residence in Mikasacho. modern-day South Warigesui Street in Kamezawa. A foul-smelling wind rattled the house. Suddenly, a giant foot, drenched in blood, smashed through the ceiling. "Wash!" it commanded. After the servants carefully washed the foot, it returned from whence it came, fixing the roof it had broken. A man who had been visited by the foot every night asked a friend to trade houses with him. That night, the foot stopped appearing. This is probably the weirdest one so far. Oh my. Okay. The grippers. The one-sided reed. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomizo, who fell for a woman named Okoma. Tomizo persistently chased after Okoma, attempting to win her heart over and over again, but she rejected his advances each time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomizo brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okoma. He cut the arm and leg off one side of her body, then threw them into the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along that canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. Oh, that's very violent. The ever-burning lantern. On a bone-chilling winter's night, one may happen upon a soba cart along the canal known as South Warigetsui. But there is something strange about this cart. No matter when one might visit, its owner is nowhere to be found. Yet the lantern that hangs from it stays perpetually lit, burning brightly even with no oil to fuel it. Should one attempt to put out the flame, it immediately roars back to life. However, there is also the tale of the never-burning lantern, another telling of this story in which the soba cart's lantern always remains dark, refusing to be lit. Okay, and that is the last one. Let's continue. Okay, wasn't that so much lore and story? It's pretty, in-depth. Let's continue. Okay, so, Yoko. There she is. She's back to digging up holes in the sandbox and searching around the playground. She seems to be enjoying herself, talking to the animal figures and petting them on their heads. No animal needs that much petting. Okay, then let's go over to her. Or actually, I'm gonna save first. Okay. Oh wait, she's coming back this way. Hey, what was that just now? Huh? Didn't you hear that? Now that you mention it, or you're hearing things. I did not hear anything. But I don't want to gaslight her, because I trust her. But I'm gonna go with what I chose the first time, even though I kind of want to choose the other option. But I will go with what I did the first time. So, now that you mention it, I did feel like I heard something. I'm not too sure though. That was creepy. But your special talent. You should have been able to hear it. Pay closer attention for me, okay? My special talent? What are you talking about? I mean, your spirit sense. You look like you can handle your liquor. Huh? I have no idea what drinking has to do with it, but I don't think so. Well, you must. I mean, you can see me, right? She's a ghost! She's a ghost. Huh? He says huh a lot. So, Shogo okie, 1 a.m. Kinshibori Park, or Kinshibori Koen, I'm guessing. So, that is the end of part 1. So, it turns out she's a ghost or spirit, or she's just messing with us. I don't know. This is where I stopped playing because it was the end of that part. But now that I think about it, maybe she's just messing with Shogo. But so I was gonna just stop it here the first playthrough, but since I had to replay that again, I feel like that would have been really a short video. So I will continue this part 2, in this same video. Hey, so editor Ensei here. I'm editing the video and it's currently at about 45 minutes or so. So part 1 turned out to be a lot longer than I thought, even though I kind of sped through it. So I'm actually going to stop part 1 here and we'll continue part 2 in the next video. But I have a little additional footage of what I was doing behind the scenes. So I'll explain it right here in this part. So when I came back into the game before I recorded that first part, I was testing out the recording and if it would work this time. I went into the load and I reloaded a save and it says like, you can experience the game without ever reloading a save, are you sure? And I will insert here what happened. And it's kind of spooky. The game, it remembers what you do. But I guess the storyteller kind of breaks the fourth wall anyways, so maybe it's not too surprising, but it's pretty cool. I like that mechanic in games. But yeah, I will insert that clip here, probably. Okay, this is a test because I'm an idiot and I forgot to test it before. Start game. Load. Let's start at the beginning. Yeah, I'm just doing this so I can testing. I am so sad. I'm so sad, but what can I do, right? So, testing. Huh? Can I just restart the game, please? Okay, so I know that sounded kind of like a mess, but I was very sad. But isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting how the game remembers your decision? I love that. I think it's a nice touch. Yoko, she's kind of breaking the fourth wall because she knows we reloaded a save. Means that Shogo could have died in the first part somehow. Maybe if we made different decisions, which is kind of scary. But good thing well, I think I chose the right decisions for now. We'll see how it ends. We'll see how it goes. And I'm just going to use the outro that I was going to use for the end of part 2, but it works, so I'm just gonna use that. I realize this video is kind of a mess, but hey, you learned from your experiences, either good or bad, and I definitely learned a lot from this one. Anyways, here is the outro. So tell me what you guys think and what theories you have in the comments. And okay, this is a warning. I don't tolerate spoilers because it ruins the experience for anyone watching and for me playing. So if you put spoilers in the comments, I will get rid of you in the comments. This is your warning. So don't do that. Don't be weird. and sometimes people put accidental spoilers like they're hinting at something. Please don't do that also, because that is also a spoiler. So just only talk about what is happening right now in this video or a previous video, and you can put your theories, but no spoilers and no hinting at anything. And with that, I really hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough, and listening back to my recording of part 1 of me playing it again, I sound so low energy. I'm so sorry. I was just very upset with myself that I messed up the recording. If you liked this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more, please hit subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. This is very different from what the videos I've put out so far, but I hope you guys check out my other videos too about art and drawing and motivation, and I talk about a lot of things. If you enjoyed that, then go check those out, and stick around if you want to see my next playthrough. And you probably won't have to wait too long because I know how it feels to be left at a really big cliffhanger. And thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye. I love Square Enix. I'm not sponsored. Thank you. Bye.